Hey everybody, welcome to day 18 of your 21-day yoga challenge. We only have a few days left of this challenge together, so welcome to your mat. Let's go ahead and get started with our practice today. So moving the soft parts of your sit bones away so that you can root down into your mat and find a simple cross with your legs, not unlike what you've been practicing for the last 17 days. And as you close your eyes, reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then down the back. Feeling your heart opening to the practice as you drop the backs of the hands onto the tops of the knees, palms facing the ceiling. And as you settle into this simple seated pose, bring your awareness to your breath. Utilizing the breath today and always as your guide. As your guide within the movement and as your guide within the stillness. So taking a deep inhalation through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. And continuing to breathe in this way. As you inhale and exhale, sustain this simple seated pose, sitting tall, heart open, mind open. Using this time on your mat today to create balance, to cultivate balance, not only within your yoga practice, but also beginning to think about ways to integrate balance into your regular life, taking what you learn on the mat, off of the mat. And as you tune in with the breath, begin to create your body awareness, drawing the very base of the pelvic floor up towards the navel, hollowing out the belly. Draw the front ribs back towards the back ribs and the shoulders down the back. Softening the jaw and the outer edges of your tongue. And as you soften the jaw and the outer edges of your tongue, now move up your face and soften the space between your eyes. And soften the space behind your eyes. As you allow yourself to cultivate balance, as you bring balance into your practice and into your regular life. Balancing all of the different activities that you experience in your life, balancing all of the different jobs that you have in your life. Balancing each of these with your yoga practice, with the guide of your breath, the wisdom of your body. And the quieting of your mind. Pressing your palms together at your heart, affirming to commit this time to balance within the practice, the breath. Fluttering your eyes open, untie the legs, and immediately we step back into downward facing dog today. From downward facing dog, root the heels down towards the floor. Lengthen the spine and draw the belly button back towards the spine. Take in a nice, big, deep, full breath. Now take the big toe edges of your feet together. Come onto the tips of the toes and drop the hip points down towards the floor. Gaze up towards the ceiling. And like a hinge, tuck the chin and press yourself back into downward facing dog. Now take the feet as wide as your mat, pinkies equal with the width of your mat, and come to the tips of the toes and drop the hip points down towards the floor. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Draw the belly button back. Soften the jaw. Tuck the chin and press it back into downward facing dog. Take your feet in that place that you know you like to enjoy downward facing dog, the shape, the alignment that works for your body. And now step one foot at a time to the top of your mat. Inhale, part way up. And upon your exhale, release all of those things which no longer serve you. Things which do not help you cultivate balance. Soften the knees and step one foot at a time back to plank pose. Power up your posture and draw the heart down towards the floor and then up towards the sky. Settle back, downward facing dog. Hop now to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, part way up. And an exhale all the way back down. Release the head down towards the floor. One foot at a time, step back into plank. Power up your posture and drop down chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Extend the left leg back behind you. Bring that left foot forward. Step the back foot in and reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through that front leg. Square the right hip with the front of the mat and draw that left hip back. Open up the arms, drop down into triangle pose, gaze skyward. Give yourself a big open breath here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Rise for warrior two. Bend that front knee, reach forward and back. Big breath, ride the wave of your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Hands windmill down to your mat, pivot the back foot, step back to plank, drop down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step to the top of the mat, inhale, part way up. And exhale all the way back down, releasing that which no longer serves you. And step it back to plank. Drop down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward again. Rise into warrior two. This time bring the hands up above the head and shift to the opposite side of your mat. Left fingertips drop down towards the floor. Lift up, lengthen through that front leg, pivot, and drop down. Triangle pose, gaze skyward. Take a big breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Rise for warrior two, reaching forward and back. Tuck the tail. Ride the wave of your breath. Inhaling, lift a little bit. Exhale, drop back down into your alignment for your body. Inhale and exhale. Palms come together above the head. All 10 toes, bring them toward one another and now fold. Fold all the way down. Grab the ankles, pulling yourself into this pose. Hands come down to the mat. Heel toe or hop the feet together, big toe sides of the feet together, and lift for chair pose. Reach the hands straight forward, shoulders, elbow, wrist in line. Creating the balance as you roll the inner thighs toward one another. Fingertips drop down towards the floor and rise up towards the sky. Palms come together at your heart. Find a gaze point somewhere on the floor. Right foot roots down into the mat. Take the hands, interlace the hands at the hamstring. Left toes point up towards the sky. Root the right foot down into the mat and drop the shoulders down the back. Creating that body awareness, base of the pelvic floor draws up. Navel draws back, front ribs draw back. This is balance in the body. This creates the strength in the central core of your body. From here, you can take the toe into your hand if you wish and point that foot straight forward. Right fingertips reach up towards the sky. Draw everything in towards center. And as you place the foot for tree pose, inner thigh, inner calf, perhaps the toes to the floor, heel to ankle. Find that posture that works for you today. And now tuck the tail. Find the balance. Draw everything in towards your central core of your body. Ride the breath. Ride the wave of the breath. And releasing, just as mindful as you came in, lift that knee hip distance apart or hip distance height and reach the sole of the foot towards the front of the room. And inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold, lead with the heart. Inhale, part way up. Big toe sides of the feet together. As you exhale, release all the way down. Bend the knees and rise for chair pose. Reach forward. Elbow, shoulder, elbow, and wrist in line. Draw the navel back. Fingertips drop down towards the floor and rise. Palms together at your heart. Finding balance with the breath and the movement. Find a gaze point. Come to the tips of those right toes. Take an interlace at the hamstring. Those toes point back towards your shin. Activating the sole of the foot so you feel the skin spread on the sole of your foot. This is a great place to stay. Breathing. With your balance, balancing the breath and the movement as well as the stillness. If you wish, go for toe grab. Grab that big toe and reach the sole of the foot towards the front of the room, towards the screen, and reach left fingertips up towards the sky. Really settling back. Draw that leg bone back into your pelvis and placing for your tree pose, wherever it is you wish. If you fall out, come back in. This is part of the experience of bringing balance into your regular life. Balance into your practice. Tree pose. Tuck the tail. Ride the wave of your breath. Draw the navel back towards the spine. Now, exit as mindful as you came in. Step that foot forward and to the floor. Take an inhale. Upward facing salute. Lean back and lean forward. Fold forward. Lead with the heart. Hands come down to the floor. Soften the knees and either step the feet or jump the feet into wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands over towards your left foot. Step that right foot in a little bit and turn the toes in toward one another, or towards the left foot. Now, right hand and left hand, both on the big toe side of that left foot. Now, draw the navel back, the ribs back. Engage the pelvic floor and draw the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze to the ceiling. Press the elbow into the knee. Leave the legs exactly as they are and take it all the way back for reverse warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. And lengthen through the front leg, drop down triangle pose. Balancing on 2 feet. Balancing within the practice. Hands come down to the floor, pyramid, sink the heart towards that straight front leg and walk both hands through center to the right side of your mat, to the back of your mat. Bend that front knee. Fingertips come to the big toe side of the foot as you engage the body. And now left fingertips rise up towards the ceiling. Engage the core body. Leave the legs exactly as they are and windmill ever so slowly the arms back into peaceful warrior, reverse warrior 2. Navel back. Lengthen through the front leg and drop it down into triangle pose. Hands come down to the floor. Walk your way back over towards the left and step the left foot back into downward facing dog. Range of movement here. Root yourself into your perfect downward facing dog. Best downward facing dog of your life. And now come to the tips of the toes and drop the hip points down towards the floor. Gaze up towards the sky. Drop the knees settle back into child's pose. Again, riding the wave of your breath. As you inhale, let the back of the heart lift. And as you exhale, soften the front of the heart towards the mat. Reach those fingertips a little further forward. Bring the butt up and away from the heels. Drop the forearms, the elbows down into your mat. Extend the right leg and then the left leg. Forearm plank. Tuck the tail. Engage the core body here. So balance is challenging. So as we move through and settle into postures like this, we create this endurance to build balance. This endurance to identify what balance means in our lives. Breathe here and continue to hold. Engage everything. Draw the muscle to the bone. And now one hand at a time, press yourself up into plank pose. Pivot to the pinky toe side of that left foot. Stack the right foot on top. Balancing in side plank. Reach the right fingertips up towards the sky. And as you roll through center, take the opposite side. Back to plank and our final downward facing dog here on day 18. Taking a downward facing dog twist. So root the right hand down into the mat. Take the left hand to the right hip. That hand drifts down the body as you pull yourself into the twist. And release this side. Right hand to the left hip. Pull yourself into the twist. And release. Going down onto your knees and all the way back onto your backs. Enjoying a few moments in Shavasana as you roll down. Extend the legs, open up the arms. Situate yourself here in this relaxation pose. Allow the practice to wash over the whole body. This time, quieting the body, quieting the mind, helps to cultivate balance. Balance in your life. Life asana. Your life. The practice of yoga in your life, both on the mat and off of the mat. Nice deep inhalations and exhalations here as you continue to relax. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Draw the knees into your chest and rock side to side. Rock all the way over towards the right. Open up the arms. Rock all the way over to the left. Back to center. Cross the ankles, grab the big toes, and swing yourself up into seated pose. Sitting tall again on your mat to complete your practice. As you settle into this simple seated pose here now, 19 minutes later from the first, allow your face to express the joy that you have, the gratitude that you have for your practice, for your decision to arrive on the mat, for your willingness to cultivate balance. Palms together at your heart. Thank you so much for practicing yoga, for being exactly as you are. Namaste.